April 19th, 2019, and my buddies John Sumption from Utah and Tyler Harris from Idaho are flying in to Albuquerque Airport. Right now I'm going to pick them up. We're going to go do some Barbary sheep hunting. Want to say what up, Ty?
What up?
Say what up, John. Came over to get the side-by-side, and they had told me I needed a 2-inch ball for the trailer I needed. We had to go to the store to get a 2 5/16, so we went and did that, and then we came back and they were closed. So we called there after hours, and luckily the guy was still here, so he let us in. So we pull back here, we hook up to this other trailer, this one right there, and the lights aren't working on it. So he's like, hey, this trailer needs to go back to Albuquerque anyways, so I'll charge you less for that one if you want to take it. So we're like, okay, so we dropped that one off the truck. We hooked this one up the truck, and I grabbed this to plug it in to the truck, and there's no plug on there. The guy that loaded this onto the trailer left at closing time at noon and has the keys in his pocket. So he was headed out of town for the weekend. So he had to turn around. He's coming back with the keys to the machine. And now we're gonna try and see if we can get the lights fixed on this trailer. What do you think, John?
I think we'll eventually get on the mountain.
Maybe. Maybe not today. Oh, last night we went to get our sheep tags, and they're like, we don't know how to do that. You're going to have to come back in the morning when there's a manager that can do that. So far, this trip has been eventfully uneventful. It's been interesting.
Well, it's a joint venture here with One Hunt Better and Ignite the Fire Outdoors. Finally, we're getting going, about 9 hours late. It's gonna be a good time. We'll see what else can go wrong today. Our Red Ranger just died. We couldn't get it to go more than about 14 miles an hour. And it just started smoking like crazy. We just said, yeah, this thing's gonna die and it's gonna leave us stranded. Well, we're stranded. We're out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Today's not our day.
Well, it keeps getting better today. We got about 2 miles from unloading the side-by-side, and it started smoking black smoke and died. So now we got to take it from here and push it backwards to get it onto there and take it back down and drop it off. Boy, oh boy, what a day it's been. Well, we dropped the machine off and we're getting pretty close to the base of the mountain, so we're finally glassing for sheep. Well, there's Ty, he's getting his pack all loaded up. John's already got his pack all loaded up. Ready to rock and roll. We're gonna go climb up to the top of this here.
A little steep, boys.
A little steep. Well, we're coming to the close of day one. It was a very uneventful, eventful day. The events that happened were not events that we want to record or keep record of. But we're ending the night with a pretty awesome sunset. We're all just sitting here. Ty's got his scope out.
Yeah.
And we're just doing our thing, trying to spot a sheep, but not spotting anything yet. Found a pretty awesome cave across the canyon that stuff is definitely coming in and out of, but nothing came out of it tonight. So Well, it's about 3:30, day number 2, and man, we've been glassing hard, but we're not able to, haven't been able to find any sheep yet. So we're just walking down to the end of this long ridge here and hoping that we got a better view down at the end, but a whole bunch of elk sign in here, so we spread out and just taking our time. Maybe we'll get a constellation prize and find a shed, but it's been pretty slow, pretty rough so far. Well, we finally found some sheep. They're way over there. They're about 3,000 yards away and in between a bunch of cliffs. So we're not sure what to do about that other than enjoy them and watch them be crazy on these cliffs. Sorry for the footage, there's about 25-mile-an-hour winds. But part of a sheep skull. This is just the core. They actually have a sheath. Probably sticks out another 7-8 inches past the core. It looks like it broke right down the seam of the skull. It's got the jagged. We thought at first it might be sawed, but I think it might have just broke.
Pretty cool.
Heck yeah. Sweet. Well, we're on our 3rd morning, and I just glassed up 7 sheep. No big rams, there's a couple small rams and some ewes. They're pretty far away, but they're at least accessible today, so we're gonna make a game plan and we'll keep you updated. Well, we have a game plan. We're gonna go chase some sheep
Yes, we do.
and hope to get lucky. Pretty much, that's our game plan. 1, 2, 3, boom. 3 sheep. why you want to be a sheep hunter, do ya?
Struggling to walk. You boys. Experiencing heat stroke right now. At least the pre-stages of it.
Yeah. It's like 85 degrees. And we had overcast when we started, but the sun came out and it's just beating on us. So we've been gunning for this tree. We gotta shed some layers and cool off for about 20 minutes. It's not good. I didn't pack enough water. I've got water in my pack still, but I always have a couple spare bottles, but my bladder is out. So let's get in the shade.
It's getting dangerous. Doing okay, John?
I got a cactus needle in my boot. In your boot? Every step's like jabbing it.
You know, when you're out hunting, as much as you'd like to be the tough guy, be the one to get to the top of the mountain as soon as possible. You also need to know your limitations. Not Jeremy, John.
Yes, absolutely.
Most,
Finally got some water.
most dangerous thing on the mountain is never a predator, mountain lion, or bear. It's usually the ground and yourself. And working yourself too hard or just not paying attention. You fall out here and bust your knee or have heat stroke.
Screwed.
There's no cell phone coverage. Yeah, it could potentially be life or death situation.
Well, we're just staging up. We had to take a little bit of a break. We were kind of getting overheated, a lot overheated, so we stripped down a lot of our clothes and hung in this tree. It's the only tree on the mountain. And dried our clothes out, dried our socks out. And the sheep are just over this hill, we're hoping. But we're just getting ready, getting the guns all out. And say what up, John. So, yeah, we're only about 200 yards from the top, so we're hoping we're going to crest over the top and see some sheep. Wish us luck. Well, we've encountered our first rattlesnake right before we're about to go over the top to where the sheep are. That was too close. Crap, dude. So we were videoing those sheep from way across the way. They were right there and they came down. And then they started going up this. On top of this. There's a great big cave up in there. Right there. So, well, we went from extreme heat, like legit almost heat exhaustion, to now we have this storm. It's starting to rain. And it's starting to rain on us. And we just about got bit by a rattlesnake. So, this hunt's getting better and better. Oh, and the sheep aren't where they were. Sheep hunting sucks. Yes. We got a big, massive storm rolling in on us. We're just barely getting the front end of it, but down there is pounding. So, came in to shelter. I got my cover on my pack. He got his cover on his back. We all got the same bino case, so we have that over the bino cases, and we're just gonna try and ride this thing out.
So I'm cuddled under a little emergency blanket here because it's just pouring and thundering and
Thanks to your
lightning.
friend Jeremy. You were prepared.
There's John.
I took out my poncho, and then Tyler takes my freaking blanket. I'm getting soaked. This isn't even working.
Nice and dry under here.
The first sheep we spotted this morning were right here. Second ones are down there. We're gonna come down this right here to get over back down to the truck. So we might run into them, but it's raining still. Crazy. What do you think, John boy?
Oh, crazy weather.
Crazy,
Screams at me.
crazy everything, huh?
From hot to cold to wet,
To snakes,
snakes,
to no sheep.
no sheep.
Well, I don't think we learned our lesson yesterday. We got back up to the same spot and it started doing the exact same thing again. Wind and rain after a long hot hike. And now we're all freezing again.
It's cold outside.
This sucks, man.
We came to the very top of the mountain today. It's like a 0% chance of rain. And here we are. It's a little stormy. We love sheep hunting. 500 yards from these sheep. They came out after the storm. We got a really good chance of killing these things. We're just closing the gap. Trying to get in a better spot so we're kind of above them. This is our time. This is our last day hunting. So we've got a couple hours of sunlight. This is our last chance to make this happen. Let's look like it will. So we'll see what happens. And I just glassed up our rams from yesterday. And then they're in a really killable spot. So we're gonna make a move and try and make it happen.
Well, we got about 400 yards from those sheep, and thought we figured out our calculations, dialed our scopes, and we were all shooting high for some reason. I don't know why we missed though. That was our group of rams from yesterday, and they ran out the bottom. We didn't ever see them come out anywhere, so I'm not sure where they went. But with us shooting a few times, it bumped another group of 12, which we haven't seen yet. There's 3 rams in there that are good rams, like 27, 28. We were gonna all take off and go up there to try and get on top of them. We got about 500 yards up the road. I said, "Look, guys, I've got all year to fill this tag. You guys are from out of state. You guys go get on them. I'll go down and keep an eye on them, and hopefully I can, help you guys figure out where they're at once you're already there." I pulled my scope out and I can't find them. I don't know where they went. So hopefully they pop back up, or hopefully they might have came towards us. It looked like they were kind of coming up the ridge and towards us a little bit. So if they did that, they might be in the canyon below these guys when they pop out. So fingers crossed. I don't know. It's last ditch effort. We got, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes of daylight. It's our last night to hunt. So obviously these guys can come back later in the year too if they don't get one. Tyler was going to be here in January. Well, I just relocated these guys. Tyler and John are in position to shoot. So hopefully they're going to get a shot here soon. And I'm recording with the Canon. So here's for hoping. Alright, well, events keep changing. John and Tyler got up onto this point up here, and they had the sheep at 600 yards, so they were trying to dial them in, and then the sheep dumped off the cliff. So he asked if I could still see him, and I was like, yeah. He's like, how far? And I said, they're 715. So he told me how many clicks on my gun. I adjusted my scope. I got all prone. I had my stupid Canon here rolling, but it took me a minute to get positioned, and it auto turned off because it didn't, adjust or move or anything. So before I shot, it turned off, and he freaking lunged back and lunged forward pretty hard and then ran straight downhill out of sight. So Tyler's trying to bust off that hillside to get down to where I shot at and look for blood for me. I'm kind of shaky because it's freaking freezing. We got storm clouds crazy. It's raining, it's windy, and it's cold, and we're not prepared for it because yesterday we were prepared for it. We had extra clothes and it was a heavy pack, and today was supposed to be beautiful weather. So we're like, if we're going all the way back to the top, let's lighten our pack. So we took all of our warm stuff out and we need it. Well, Tyler made it back to us. Obviously, we're at the restaurant getting some food. It's like, what, 10:15? Pretty late night, but no blood, so I guess I missed the long shot. So at least we know where the sheep are now, and we'll be back. Well, we just checked out of the hotel, and we're gonna go hit the hills for a couple of hours and try and find some elk sheds. We saw some bald bulls and some single-sided bulls in the headlights the other night coming out, so we're gonna go hit the hill, but no sheep this trip. There's at least sheep on the ground. We did see sheep, we got shots, so I say we were victorious.
I'd agree. Mission accomplished. Good experience.
We learned a whole lot about the area, where the sheep are, what they look like, where they hang out, how to look for them. So I think next time we come down, we'll put a sheep on the ground. What do you think?
Yeah. Awesome experience though. These sheep, amazing animals. They humble you pretty quick.
The mountain humbles you pretty quick too. It's a pretty brutal mountain. There's lots of John last night taking a shower. We hear him in there. He goes, "Oh, ow!" So he comes out and we're like, "What the heck, dude?" And he's like, shows us this cactus needle that's like 14 gauge and that long. And he's like, just the very top of it was sticking out, and he pulled out like 1.5 inches. So just hunting in the desert. Welcome, boys. So Tyler and I for sure gonna get back after it in January. Hopefully John can join us. If he can't, then he's a loser. And yeah, so we'll let you know if we find any sheds.
Well, it's a good day. Came out here to go shed hunting. Tons of elk sign and elk tracks, poop everywhere. So we're like, dude, we're totally gonna find some sheds. But this is just as good. Actually, way better. It's my first turkey, actually. Taking him home, and got a lot of flight time material too, so pretty exciting.
Brown down. Heck yeah. Go check it out. Small 6. Sweet. It's freaking awesome. Heck yes. Well, I just picked up this bad boy and was side hilling it here, and I'm hoping it's the match. Smaller bull, different bull. Heck yeah. I'm gonna have to come back up in here and take this again. It's already been chewed on quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Shed of the year. Brown. Point. Too shabby. I'm stoked about that.